Shanti, 5th June 2023, Baapdada Sakar Murli. In the essence, Baba says, Sweet children, it is the stage of retirement of all of you at this time. You now have to go back home beyond sound. Therefore, remember the Father. Question: what is the basis of receiving happiness for 21 births? Answer: the devotion of 63 births, those who did Sato Pradhan devotion at the beginning, that is, those who are the old devotees of many earths, many births, are the ones who take the knowledge at this time. They are the ones who receive happiness for 21 births. Your paths of devotion have now ended. God has come to give you the fruit of your devotion. Devotees cannot be God. Song. Mother, O Mother, you are the bestower of fortune for all. Om Shanti. You children heard praise of the mother. The mother cannot be called God because God is called the Father, the Supreme Father. Since there is the Father, there is also the Mother. There are many who believe in the Mother. Since there is the Mother, there is also the Father. The Mother cannot call herself God. This is a point to be imbibed. There is so much praise of Jagadamba, it can be said that the Father or God is omnipresent. No. When you say Mother and Father, there must also be the children. If God is omnipresent, then all are God. In that case, there cannot be goddesses. With the idea of omnipresence, there can be no goddesses. If all are God, then soul themselves become the Father, and so there is no mother. This is a very good point to explain. You know that no soul can call himself God. If devotees say that they are God, then the mother cannot be proved to exist. Devotees take rebirth. God cannot take rebirth. It isn't that God has a body of his own. Therefore, you have to explain this idea of omnipresence very well. There has to be God for the devotees. There are so many devotees. Brothers and sisters are all devotees. The soul says, at this time I am in a devotion cult. Then the soul says, I have now found the Father, and so I am in knowledge. It is the soul that listens to knowledge. Devotees take rebirth. God cannot take rebirth. This body does not belong to him. Everyone knows that God does not take birth through a body made of the five elements. He enters the body of someone else. Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar are residents of the subtle region. So, each aspect has to be made to sit in the intellect very well. The soul says, I shed an old body and enter another one. An old body can be small or big. I shed a body and take another. Here, young and old shed their bodies suddenly. However, when they complete their lifespan, they understand that they then have to shed their old bodies and take new ones. So the soul has this knowledge. The soul takes rebirth. This would not be said of God. Even Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar cannot be called God. They are residents of the subtle region. Baba is the resident of the incorporeal world. No one else understands that God resides in the incorporeal world, the land of Nirvana. The land of Nirvana is the land beyond sound. That is why it is also called Vanprasth, beyond sound. At the age of 60, when a person becomes old, he takes retirement in order to go beyond sound. Here, all of you, young and old, understand that you are now in the stage of retirement. The soul says, I have to go to the land beyond sound. Souls are said to be male. When a soul enters a body, he says, At this time I have received the body of a male or a female. Therefore, the soul now has to take effort to go into the stage of retirement. Souls are said to be male. Mothers never go into retirement. However, here the father explains souls are male. It is now the stage of retirement for all of you souls. Now everyone has to return home. I have come to take all of you back home. Therefore, now remember me and you will come to my land. No human being can say this. Only the Father, the Supreme Spirit, says this. Sannyasis, holy men, would never speak to anyone saying, Child, child. None of them has any knowledge of the Father. Ask them, Where is God? And they will reply, He is omnipresent. This means that no one has any knowledge of God. This is why they do devotion in order to meet God. However, no one knows how or when they can meet God. The Father says, A handful out of multi-millions recognize me. There are so many human beings like mustard seeds. Out of those, only a few long lost and now found ones will come and recognize me and claim their inheritance from the Father. You can explain that at this time all are devotees. They all want to receive the fruit of their devotion from God. If all of you are God, then none of you can be devotees. If you are God, then what more do you want? Devotees want to meet God. To call yourself God is an insult. There is no greater insult than this. We want to claim our inheritance of paradise, Bahist, heaven, from Allah. You say, I am Allah. Now judge for yourself. If someone tells you that he is Allah, how can that be? Allah is the greatest of all. These things have to be understood very clearly. No one can call himself Allah or God. The Father of all would be one. Many say that God is omnipresent. Oh, you are God. I don't believe that. We are devotees. We are lovers of that beloved. Only the one God is called the purifier. You can explain. Your elders have been saying that the creator and the creation are infinite. So, how can you call yourself the creator? The seed cannot be infinite. The tree is said to be infinite. You cannot count all of those leaves, etc. So, many twigs, branches, and leaves, etc., emerge from the one seed. You are living, you speak, and move around. The greatest praises of human beings, the Father says, I come and explain the secrets of the whole drama to you children. This drama is predestined. You have to continue to move along with the drama. You children of the Father become spinners of the discus of self-realization through the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, because He is also the spinner of the discus of self-realization. He sits and makes you souls equal to Himself. You know, the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world. You listen to new things for the new world and for the establishment of the new religion from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who makes the world pure. He also makes you new. In the new world, there will be the new age of heaven. It is now the age of hell. You are in the age of hell. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, now comes and makes you into the spinners of the discus of self-realization. All of these things are new and worth imbibing. However, not everyone is able to imbibe them. When you imbibe them, you have the intoxication of happiness. While living at home with your families, you have to maintain this intoxication. Each one of you, men and women, has to become a spinner of the discus of self-realization here. Every person has two arms. Human beings who take 84 births cannot have four arms. You would never hear that Shankar has 100 or 1,000 arms. Brahma has been shown with so many arms. They say, I went to Brahma with 4 arms, or I went to Brahma with 1,000 arms. The number of children of Brahma continues to increase. How many arms will there be? He is Prajapita, the father of people, is he not? He created the world and so he truly has that many arms. However, it isn't that there are human beings with 4 or 6 arms. There is nothing in the subtle region. The Father sits here and explains all of these things. He says, this one, Dada has studied many scriptures and adopted many gurus. That is the path of devotion. Your parts of devotion have ended. You are all rounders. You have performed the most devotion from the beginning. There are many devotees at this time. You are only a few children. Baba says, I grant you visions. Many devotees remember me. I also grant them visions. You are the ones who have performed Sato Pradhan devotion. Therefore, you have surely taken the greatest number of births. You have been doing devotion for 63 births. In return for that, you receive happiness for 21 births. These matters have to be understood. That is why new ones who come here are made to fill in a form. The form is very good. Who is your guru? If you have adopted a guru, you are definitely a devotee. If you yourself are God, why have you adopted a guru? How could God make God a guru? Devotees adopt gurus in order to find God. If you yourself are God, then what would you become through a guru? You have to explain very tactfully and in a very entertaining way. Every day, new things are explained to you. People act very tactfully in fighting. From where should I aim and shoot the arrow at so and so? People have named Adidev Brahma Mahavir and created confusion. Some call Hanuman Mahavir because Hanuman showed that bravery and courage. He was Mahavir, but they have then called him Pavanputra, son of the wind. Adidev is Brahma and he is a human being. Jagadamba is also a human being. She doesn't have so many arms. If our mother had so many arms, we too should have that many arms. There are such wonderful matters. It isn't that everyone imbibes everything and stays in the intoxication of knowledge. It is number wise. There isn't anything like this in those spiritual gatherings. This is a school. Children are number wise. Some experience the storms of Maya and fall. This is why a rosary of Brahmins cannot be created. When the rosary is finally completed, it will then be called the rosary of Rudra. You are the children of Rudra Shiv Baba. When they create a sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra, they keep a large image of Rudra and they also make small saligrams and worship them. The Father sits here and explains deep things to you. The children who are serviceable will be able to imbibe these very well and also explain them to others. This is very easy. I am a soul. They say that there is a brotherhood, that all souls are brothers. They call themselves brothers and fight among themselves. When you speak of a brotherhood, how can you then speak of a fatherhood? How can you say that all are God? How can all the brothers be God? He is the unlimited Father of all souls. These are such easy matters. You know that the new world is being established through Brahma. It then grows gradually. It grows from 1 to 2, from 2 to 4. It continues to grow in this way. Since he is the father of people, he would definitely create a new world, would he not? That one is the father of the world, the one who creates. He has created you. He makes people new through Prajapita Brahma. That is, he makes the old world new. People think that Krishna came floating on a people leaf in the ocean. Okay, so who created him? The Father sits here and explains how new people are created. There, in heaven, in a womb, it is as though he is sitting comfortably in an ocean of milk. At that time, he doesn't have knowledge. Look at the stories they have written in the scriptures. They show a small and also a great annihilation. They say that annihilation takes place. The Father says, annihilation never takes place. I come to make Bharat pure from impure through Brahma. I have to come into impure world. You children know that you make Bharat pure from impure with the Father every cycle. You buzz this knowledge to everyone. You all are vicious and impure. The Father is the purifier. We become godly helpers through Him. We become pure and also make others the same. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Baapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children in return to the spiritual father says good morning, Namaste, Namaste, Namaste. Thank you so much, Baba. Essence for Dharana, point number 1. Continue to move along in this predestined drama. Chew on this knowledge and become a spinner of the discus of self-realization. Remain constantly happy. Point number 2. Give devotees the true introduction of God. Liberate them from wandering around. Become the arms who are Brahma's helpers and become godly helpers. Blessing, may you be a true server who fills every soul with enthusiasm with your good wishes. May you be a true server who fills every soul with enthusiasm with your good wishes. Explanation to this. The good wishes of you children are that every soul takes a drop of attainment from the Father. As a result of these good wishes, those souls receive power to have an experience. Your thoughts of good wishes have such great power in them that they transform the atmosphere everywhere. So a true server is one who has enthusiasm and who also does service with enthusiasm and fills other souls too with enthusiasm by giving them the Father's introduction. Your enthusiasm is such that adverse situations are nothing in front of it. Instead of opposing you souls, they surrender to you. Slogan. Have unbroken love for Baapdada and you will find it easy to follow the godly codes of conduct. Have unbroken love for Baapdada and you will find it easy to follow the godly codes of conduct. Acha, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.